Hi everyone, my name's DIABETOR, and today I am making a quick guide about taking the shortcut up to Commander Niall at Castle Sol. Recently there's been a lot of new players, and I've seen a lot of people not know how to use this shortcut, so I am pointing it out to you. So you see, from the entrance to Castle Sol, if you make a left and come down this alleyway, you can go to that elevator there, but you can't call it down yet. You have to go up and activate it next to Niall's arena first. So I like to just skip all the enemies in the first half of Castle Sol by climbing up this ladder here, and then you can just jump over the wall and drop down. So this skips the lions, the wolves, the birds, and then you can just run up through this room here, go out across this bridge. A bunch of phantom banished knights and soldiers are going to spawn here, so you can kill them if you want. I like to just run past them and grab the grace. The knight, I like to stand and draw out one of his charges, and then you can sprint past him, because if you try to run past him, he can storm stomp you and it's going to fuck you up. So grab the Church of the Eclipse site of grace here. So if there's enemies nearby, you can't rest at the grace, and you can try to lure them away or fight them. I tried to do that here, but they just wouldn't let me do it. So I just died. It's okay, because we'll just respawn right at this grace, so I can just immediately pick up my runes, and, you know, it's not a problem. You might lose a rune arc, but just play co-op, and that's how you get rune arcs back. So when you go into this room with all the stairs leading up to Niall's arena, you'll notice that there's an Albinauric up there. A lot of people miss this, and they just try to sprint past these guys, and they wonder, you know, like, oh, how am I supposed to buff when all these enemies spawn here? Those Albinauric, the one that's screaming on the left right now, that guy is the one who summons all these soldiers and shit up here. So what you do is you get any ranged weapon. You can use fire pots, throwing knives, kukris, fucking spells, bow and arrow, ranged ashes of war like Stormblade. Get any ranged weapon and kill these guys, and now, when you pass by them, nothing spawns, because the Albinauric that spawns them is dead. And there's a second one up here, so make sure you kill this guy before you go on the stairs, because going on the stairs is what triggers him to spawn the knights and shit. Kill that dude, and now you can run up to Niall's arena without having to deal with all the bad guys. Now, before you go into the fog wall, you see this elevator on the left, and I've seen people, like I've had at least 2 guys so far, like completely miss this elevator. Activate the elevator, and it comes down to the alleyway here. So, if you want to summon other players using the summoning pool, the only summoning pool is at the main gate site of grace. So you summon them there, and then you can run down the alleyway and take the elevator up to Niall's arena. But if you are playing solo, then you can use this elevator to come back from the Church of the Eclipse site of grace. So send the elevator down, hit the button so that the elevator goes down to the bottom level, and then you can run back to the Church of the Eclipse site of grace. And if you rest at this grace, then when you die to Commander Niall, you will respawn right here, right? So now you can come out to the right, crouch walk, and sneak past the knight so he doesn't attack you. Don't go up the ladder. This takes you to a separate area of Castle Sol that you can explore on your own. But instead of going up the ladder, you can just jump over this wall here. You won't take fall damage. It's not far enough to take any fall damage. And you can just immediately go to the elevator and boom. Now there's no enemies to deal with. It takes 10 seconds to get back here. Just make sure you send the elevator back down in case you die again, so that way it saves you a few seconds later on. And now you can just come straight up to Niall. So that's how that shortcut works. Make sure you use it instead of dealing with all the enemies every time. My name is DIABETOR. I hope you found that helpful, and I will catch you later.